What's going on, guys? My name is Florian. This is another episode of Random Thought Thursday, and I know it's really late. I've been having some trouble with this recording program that I've been using, um, but I have a pretty interesting topic for you guys today. Um, for the first time in a long time, I have no girl in my life. I have absolutely none, not even a prospective anything. There's just no girl in my life that I am interested in having a relationship of any kind with, and it kind of got me feeling a little weird because I'm feeling a little lonely compared to what I usually feel like. It's not bad. Like I'm focusing more on school and I'm filling the void with other stuff. I'm not down or anything. But I realized that it's a little bit different for me. And I don't know if you guys have felt this way before, but you start thinking a bit about what would you do if you ran into or saw someone that you might be interested in approaching. And I didn't really know how I thought I would react. I haven't fallen into that kind of situation yet. Um, but my friend actually sent me an article because he's kind of in the same kind of deal as I am, and he read up on this like year-old Reddit article. The author's been deleted, and it makes two great points, two absolutely amazing points that really kind of change my perspective on what I look at approaching a girl as, kind of having to deal with it. The first point is that any girl that you want to approach has probably been approached by a ton of guys before, and she's used to it. And the absolutely worst you can do is the average, because most of the guys have probably struck out and crashed and burned and been boring and been whatever and haven't gotten anywhere with the girl. That is the absolute worst you can do. You can't go any lower. You can't really ruin her day. You can't ruin your day. Basically, you either go for it and succeed and get a number or get a date or whatever, or you go for it and you kind of it doesn't work out in whatever way possible, and you both move on. You both go your separate ways, and you didn't know this girl beforehand. You probably won't ever see this girl again. Um, so that's a pretty big thing when you think about it, because it's kind of the risk reward factor. There's not a lot of risk. He calls it the approach anxiety kind of syndrome, where before you approach someone, you get really there's this anxiety inside most guys, where they kind of feel distressed about going up to someone they don't know, a girl they don't know especially, and introducing themselves and striking up a conversation, trying to get their attention. But he kind of points out that you don't have a lot to lose. The girl's been approached many times. She's used to it. She probably knows that a guy's going to do this eventually, and they do it eventually. But if you crash and burn, that's probably happened a bunch of times to her as well. You're not going to ruin her day. You can just move on. You probably won't see her anytime again soon. Um, there's not a lot of risk, and there's definitely the potential for a good reward. So he kind of makes that point, but his second point that he makes is actually my favorite, and it kind of puts things into a really interesting kind of way for me when I was thinking about it. He says that you're basically a selfish douchebag if you do not go up to a girl and talk to her, because he says if you ask almost any girl, and I kind of this is kind of common sense. You ask them if they want a nice, interesting, fun guy to come up and talk to them and introduce themselves to you. They're all gonna say yes. Who doesn't want a nice, interesting, fun person to come up and talk to them? It's just common sense that every person would want that. Um, and if you kind of can fit that category when you introduce yourself to a person, then you're making their day better. You're making their life better. There's no negative for them if you're doing that. Maybe you won't leave with their number. Maybe you won't leave with a date. But you're not losing anything. You're actually improving their day if you can fit that kind of category. And he says, this guy on Reddit says that you're actually being a selfish asshole, essentially, if you don't go up and talk to them, because when you have the potential to make a girl's day better and you don't because you're scared, you're being an asshole. You are taking away a positive from them because you are thinking about your own shit. And that was really interesting for me, because it kind of pointed out that your fears don't really rank too high if there's a good experience to come out of it, which is the possibility of running into and introducing yourself to any random person that you think is attractive and you could have kind of a good interaction with. And it doesn't have to be long term. It doesn't have to be anything. Even if you have a good conversation with someone, if you don't have that conversation, you're depriving that person of that interesting, good conversation that you can have at a coffee shop, and they can kind of think about it later, being like, yeah, that guy seemed nice, and it doesn't matter. Maybe they don't have your contact number, maybe they don't, but it improves their day, and if you don't take those steps to improve their day, you're being a selfish asshole, essentially. So thanks to my friend who showed me this Reddit article. It's too bad that the account on Reddit was deleted. I will link the actual article in the description below. But thanks for watching, guys. That is my Random Thought Thursday. I'm a little drunk, so I don't know if that's going to show in this video or not. Kids, don't drink. It's a bad idea. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week.